In the bustling city of Lagos, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and money flowed like the Niger River, lived three young ladies who thought they were smart. Kemi, Funmi, and Tola, daughters of the most prestigious families in Victoria Island. These girls had one dream: to become lawyers without actually learning law. Why stress their perfectly manicured nails with heavy law books when they could pay someone else to do the work? Abeg, who has time to read all these boring cases? Kemi declared, flipping her Brazilian hair extensions. My daddy's money can sort everything out. So they hired the smartest students in their law school to write their assignments, take their exams, and even attend some lectures for them. While their hired scholars sweated over legal precedents, Kemi, Funmi, and Tola were busy perfecting their Instagram poses and learning the latest TikTok dances. We're going to be the flyest lawyers Lagos has ever seen, Funmi proclaimed, recording herself in her Range Rover. Books are for broke people. Somehow, miraculously, they all graduated with first-class honors. Their parents threw lavish parties, and society pages featured them as Lagos' most promising young legal minds. With their folklore degrees in hand, the trio dove headfirst into Lagos nightlife. Every Thursday through Sunday, you could find them at the hottest spots: Quillox, DNA Lounge, Escape Nightclub, ordering the most expensive champagne and making sure everyone knew they were successful lawyers. Their daily routine was sacred: wake up at 2 p.m., check Instagram for new fashion trends, hit the spa, shop at the most expensive boutiques on Victoria Island, then prepare for another night of partying. Law? What law? We deserve to celebrate our success, Tola would say, posting her 10th selfie of the day. Besides, we'll start practicing law when we're ready. No rush. Their parents, thinking their daughters were networking and building their professional brand, continued funding their extravagant lifestyle. The girls had convinced them that modern lawyers needed to maintain a certain image. But karma, like Nigerian traffic, was just around the corners. One scorching Lagos morning, while the girls were nursing hangovers from another night at Quillox, Chief Adebayo, Kemi's father and senior partner at Adebayo and Associates, one of Lagos' most prestigious law firms, called an emergency meeting. Kemi, Funmi, Tola, his voice boomed through his Banana Island mansion. Come here immediately. The girls stumbled downstairs, still in their party clothes from the night before, makeup smeared and looking like they'd been hit by a Danfo bus. Chief Adebayo's eyes blazed with fury. I just received a call from Judge Okafor. He saw you girls last night at that club, making fools of yourselves while claiming to be lawyers. You've been out of law school for 6 months, and none of you have set foot in a courtroom. But Daddy, Kemi whined, we're still young. We deserve to enjoy ourselves. Silence. Chief Adebayo's voice could wake the dead in Ikoyi Cemetery. Here's my ultimatum. Either you three start working at my firm immediately and prove you can handle real legal work, or I'm cutting off all your credit cards, taking back the cars, and you can go live in one-room apartments in Mushin. The girls gasped in horror. Mushin? Without their Range Rovers? Without their unlimited shopping budgets? We'll work, Daddy, they chorused desperately. We'll be the best lawyers ever. Good, Chief Adebayo nodded grimly. You start Monday. 8 a.m. sharp. And I'll be watching every move you make. Monday morning arrived like an uninvited guest. The girls stumbled into the prestigious offices of Adebayo and Associates, looking glamorous but completely clueless. The receptionist handed them their first case files. These are urgent cases that need immediate attention, she explained. Your father expects detailed briefs by end of day. The moment she left, the girls opened the files and stared at the legal documents like they were written in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. What's a plaintiff? Funmi whispered. I think it's someone who flies planes, Tola replied confidently. And what's this defendant thing? Kemi asked. Must be someone who defends planes from crashing, Funmi nodded sagely. Instead of asking for help or attempting to understand the cases, they did what they knew best, they whipped out their phones. Kimi started a TikTok live session. "Hey, beautiful people. Your girl is now a working lawyer. Look at this fancy office." She panned the camera around, showing confidential case files to her thousands of followers. Funmi was deep into Instagram, shopping for the latest Birkin bag. "I need this bag to match my lawyer aesthetic," she muttered, adding it to her cart. Tola was watching YouTube videos about the best spas in Dubai. "After this stressful day of lawyering, I definitely need a vacation," she declared. When clients came in seeking legal advice, the girls treated them like interruptions to their social media time. "Excuse me, but my business is being sued and I need legal counsel," one desperate client pleaded. "Girl, can't you see I'm in the middle of a very important TikTok? Come back later," Kimi replied without looking up from her phone. 2 weeks later, Chief Adebayo assigned them their first courtroom case, a simple contract dispute that any first-year law student could handle. He wanted to see if his investment in their education had been worth it. "This is your chance to prove yourselves," he said sternly. "Don't embarrass the family name." The girls saw this as the perfect opportunity to showcase their natural lawyer talents and maybe get some good content for their social media. The courtroom was packed with serious lawyers, court officials, and the judge, the Honorable Justice Nwosu, known for running a strict courtroom. As the case began, instead of paying attention to the proceedings, Kimi started a TikTok live stream from the defendant's table. "What's up, Lagos? Your girl is in court right now, about to slay this case," she whispered to her phone. "Look at me looking all professional and stuff." The opposing counsel was presenting evidence when Funmi's phone rang loudly. Her ringtone was the latest Afrobeats hit. Instead of silencing it, she answered. "Hello. Yes, I'm in court right now, but tell me about that spa package." "What? Full body massage and diamond facial? Book it now." Justice Nwosu's gavel came down like thunder. "Order in my court." But the girls were just getting started. When it was their turn to present their case, Tola stood up confidently, having watched exactly 0 minutes of legal proceedings in her life. "Your Honor," she began, "my client is totally innocent because she's really nice and she didn't mean to do whatever she did." The judge stared in disbelief. "Counselor, what exactly are you arguing? What's your legal basis?" "My legal basis?" Tola looked confused. "Sir, I'm just saying she's innocent. Period. Full stop. No cap." The opposing lawyer objected to their lack of proper legal arguments. "Objection, my ass." Kimi jumped up, pointing dramatically. "My client is not guilty. Period. This whole case is just jealousy because my client is successful and beautiful." The courtroom gasped. Justice Nwosu's face turned purple with rage. "Young lady, you cannot use such language in my courtroom." "But Your Honor," Funmi chimed in, not looking up from her Instagram, "we're just keeping it real. That's how we do things in our generation. No fake, no lies, just facts." "Exactly." Kimi nodded. "Your Honor, you need to understand that we're not like those boring old lawyers. We're the new generation. We're going to revolutionize the legal system with our fresh perspective." Justice Nwosu stood up, his voice booming across the courtroom. "Counselors, your behavior is contemptuous and unprofessional. I'm holding you in contempt of court." "Contempt?" Tola looked genuinely confused. "But sir, we're showing maximum respect. We even dressed up for this." The girls were dressed in what they considered lawyer attire, miniskirts, crop tops, and 6-inch heels, more suitable for a club than a courtroom. Unbeknownst to the girls, someone in the courtroom had been recording their entire performance. By evening, videos of their courtroom antics had gone viral across Nigerian social media. #Gen Z baddie Miss Road to Courtroom was trending on Twitter. Instagram was flooded with memes of their objection my ass moment. TikTok users were recreating their courtroom poses and adding comedic sound effects. Nigerian Twitter was merciless. Where did we Nigerian educational system go wrong? Even my 5-year-old nephew knows you can't say my ass in court. Who called this were lawyers a beg? This is what happens when you buy your degree instead of earning it. The story made it to all the major news outlets. Big Blog featured them as the lawyers who broke the internet and every rule of professional conduct. Chief Adebayo watched the videos in his study, his blood pressure rising with each view. His phone hadn't stopped ringing. Colleagues, judges, and even his barber were calling to ask if those were really his daughter and her friends. The next morning, the girls woke up to find themselves summoned to appear before the Nigerian Bar Association's disciplinary committee. Their law licenses, which they'd barely earned, were being reviewed for possible suspension. But worse than that, Chief Adebayo was waiting for them in the living room, laptop open, playing their viral courtroom videos on repeat. "Sit down," he said quietly, which was somehow more terrifying than his shouting. "You have not only embarrassed yourselves, but you've disgraced my name, my firm, and the entire legal profession." Judge Nwosu called me personally to express his shock. "The NBA is considering disciplinary action. And thanks to your TikTok live stream, confidential client information has been leaked to the public." The girls finally began to understand the gravity of their situation. "Daddy, we can fix this," Kimi whispered. "We'll take down the videos, apologize, maybe do some charity work for good PR." "You think this is about PR?" Chief Adebayo's voice rose. "You think being a lawyer is about looking good on social media? You've been practicing law without actually knowing law. You could have cost our clients their cases, their businesses, their livelihoods." For the first time since law school, the girls were speechless. The NBA disciplinary hearing was scheduled for the following week. The girls realized they needed to learn actual law if they wanted to keep their licenses and save their careers. For the first time in their lives, they opened law books with genuine intent to learn. They spent sleepless nights studying legal precedents, understanding court procedures, and grasping the fundamentals they'd paid others to learn. "I can't believe we thought plaintiff meant airplane pilot," Funmi groaned, reading about civil procedure. "And I told that client that verbal contracts aren't real because they're not written down," Tolar facepalmed. "We could have ruined his business." They reached out to the clients they'd dismissed or mistreated, offering sincere apologies and promising to handle their cases properly, for free. The disciplinary hearing was a humbling experience. The girls appeared before a panel of distinguished lawyers, including some they'd seen in their viral videos, laughing at their antics. "We made serious mistakes," Kimi addressed the panel, her voice shaking. "We entered the legal profession without proper respect for its responsibilities. We treated our clients' trust carelessly and brought disgrace to the bar. We're committed to making amends," Funmi added. "We've been studying intensively and want to prove we can be real lawyers, not just social media personalities who happen to have law degrees." Tolar concluded, "We ask for the chance to redeem ourselves and show that we understand what it truly means to serve justice." The NBA panel, impressed by their genuine remorse and the effort they'd made to educate themselves, decided to suspend their licenses for 6 months with mandatory legal education and community service. The girls accepted this punishment gratefully. They enrolled in remedial law courses, volunteered at legal aid clinics, and worked with underprivileged communities who couldn't afford legal representation. Slowly, they began to understand what being a lawyer truly meant. They saw how their knowledge, or lack thereof, could impact real people's lives, families fighting for their homes, small business owners battling unfair contracts, individuals seeking justice. "I never realized that every case represents someone's entire world," Kimi reflected after helping a widow win her inheritance case. Their social media presence changed dramatically. Instead of party posts and shopping hauls, they started sharing legal education content, explaining complex laws in simple terms, and highlighting important legal rights. Their followers, initially disappointed by the lack of glamorous content, began to appreciate their transformation. Comments changed from "Where's the party content?" to "Thank you for helping me understand my rights as a tenant." 6 months later, when their licenses were reinstated, the girls had become completely different lawyers and people. They returned to Adebayo and Associates with genuine legal knowledge, professional ethics, and a deep respect for their profession. Chief Adebayo watched proudly as his daughter and her friends handled their first case after reinstatement. They were prepared, professional, and passionate about achieving justice for their client. "Objection, Your Honor," Kimi said respectfully in court. "The evidence presented lacks proper foundation under Section 84 of the Evidence Act." Justice Nwosu, the same judge they'd embarrassed months earlier, nodded approvingly. "Sustained. Well argued, Counselor." The girls won their case, not through dramatic outbursts or social media stunts, but through careful preparation, legal knowledge, and professional conduct. After court, they celebrated not at a club, but at a quiet restaurant, discussing legal strategies and planning pro bono work for their community. "Can you believe we used to think being a lawyer was just about looking good and making money?" Tola marveled. Years later, Kimi, Funmi, and Tola had become some of Lagos' most respected young lawyers. They specialized in cases involving social media, digital rights, and helping young people navigate legal challenges in the modern world. They still used social media, but now to educate and empower others. Their story became legendary in Lagos legal circles, a cautionary tale about the importance of earning your achievements rather than buying them. Whenever young lawyers asked them for advice, they would share the same wisdom. The law is not about looking good or making money, it's about serving justice and protecting people's rights. You cannot fake knowledge, you cannot buy integrity, and you cannot TikTok your way through a courtroom. But if you're willing to learn, work hard, and serve others, the law can transform not just your life, but the lives of everyone you touch. Chief Adebayo would often end this story by saying, "Sometimes our children must fall before they can truly rise." And so, the tale of the TikTok lawyers became a reminder that in life, as in law, there are no shortcuts to anywhere worth going. The three girls learned that true success comes not from avoiding hard work, but from embracing it with purpose and integrity. Hope you learnt something from this story. Please join our cheap membership on YouTube. Your support means a lot to us. And do well to subscribe, like, comment and share.